Welcome everybody on today's session. My name is Robert Marcinkowski. I'm representing company InfraBerg Digitizing, which is a Gold Bentley channel partner. We are located in Poland, in Warsaw. We also operate on Ukraine. We have quite big experience with Bentley software. I'm staying at the virtual booth, so you can meet us here. My avatar is staying there, so if you would like to contact me after the presentation, please do not hesitate. There are contact details, etc. So it will be easy to reach me out. The topic of my presentation is in general talking about Bentley site, road and rail software. And in the context of digitalization, it means that every aspect of our life today is in certain stage of digitalization, and also our engineering world is going to be digital. Let's have a look at the nice diagram, which I really like, because what in case of planning, designing and constructing sites, project, roads, project, rail projects, the current practice of digital process looks like with the red line. It means that we have software doing some project, digital projects, then we print the paper, and the there is a drop on this red line, and on each stage it is repeatable. It means that at the end of the day, at the end of the project, we are almost at the beginning of, in case of the digitalization, of course, at the beginning of the road. It is better practice there is a better practice to smooth this line. It means that we try to eliminate the paper from the process and create our project with accordance to the processes called BIM, Building Information Modeling. And why I'm talking about it? Because Open Roads and the family of products, Open Site, Open Rail Designer, are designed in order to meet those requirements. I mean, the BIM requirements. And even further, we are trying to address the next level of digitalization, call it digital twin, which I a little bit talk more a little bit later. This is how we try to design open roads to meet this digital workflows. So if we look at this simple picture, usually in the past it had started from the cut. Then we talked about the BIM, and as we said, Bentley and Bentley solutions are going a little bit further. We call it digital twin, and a lot of companies use this term for developing their software in that direction. So what is a digital twin? Simply, digital twin is a digital representation of your project. And this is really challenging to create workflows, standards, etc., for closing the loop at each stage of the project, like construction, like planning, design, construction, and operation, and keep up to date your digital representation of the project. It means that at every stage, when you look at your model and project, it should look the same like real assets. It's really challenging, but every aspect of open roads, open rail, and open site development is done having this idea in mind. As I hope you will see during my presentation. So let's have a look how open roads fits into those ideas. I mean, CAD, BIM, and digital twin. So for today, I have, of course, we have limited time, so I have decided to list 5 points in case of open roads designer functionality, showing you how open roads designer can solve your critical BIM business issues. And we will go through all the points with some examples showing how open roads can help you to meet those requirements. And of course, there is a business aspect, means that that what we do is to solve your business issue. So let's start with the first one. There is a design with reality context, and what is important here, one aspect is big data is impacting each design lifecycle process. Why? Because as you know, in order to do any infrastructure project, you need to take information about the terrain, and usually it demands a lot of data. And open roads is very flexible for handling different types of data about terrain. And we still are expanding different data types which are the standard on the market. And let's have a look at the example. So as I told, the terrain is a basic information which design process starts from, and open roads designer, open rail designer, and open site designer are able to handle different type of data, like point clouds. Starting from, for example, from point clouds, you can attach point clouds data to open roads designer without any additional application. It's a built-in functionality. You can attach reality mesh, which Gerard talked about. This can be, if this is created in context capture, it's very easy. You just attach as reference file without any conversion. You can even attach it from the cloud if you keep it in the cloud. So there is no need uploading it to your disk. You can as information about the terrain, you can attach any rasters. For example, orthophoto maps can be an example. You can, for example, create the digital terrain model from point clouds or reality mesh, depends on what you want to achieve. Those all functions are built in the software, and finally you receive the digital terrain model. You can also import raw survey data from different type of equipment, like from different vendors like Topcon, Leica, etc., directly to Open Roads designer. And moreover, as you can see here, there is even functionality which allows to attach the data from, of course, all the data are geo-coordinated. So, here there is an example from Geocoordination service where you can upload variety models directly to Open Roads from this service. Of course, it depends on the data availability around the world. There is, I'm sure there is no reality models in each part of the world, but when it is available, you can download it from this service directly to Open Roads designer. Also, services like BinkMap can be utilized in Open Roads designer as simple as part of the view. You can just switch it as a background, switch it on or switch it off, depends on your needs. So it's very convenient to have a broad context of your project in Open Roads designer. So the next point is model design intent. Oh, so here let's have a look. And first, so when in general, when we have the digital terrain model, the next topic is the geometry, creating the geometry, right? So in general, in Open Roads Designer and in Open Array Designer, geometry is parametric. It means that everything what you create in Open Roads is parametric. What is the value of such approach? The value is simple, because every project is iterated. I mean, it needs every project almost every day is changing. So when you have a parametric, for example, geometry or other components, to adopt this change, it's having parametric, for example, geometry, it's easy because you just change the parameter and your geometry is adopted to the new conditions. So this is dynamic, interactive, and moreover rule based. What does it mean? It means when you for example, create the center line of one road and another road will be perpendicular to the first road, and it's your intent, it means software remember this intent, and when you edit this geometry, this, let's say, constraint is software is keeping. So when you move, for example, the perpendicular alignment along the first center line, it's keeping in perpendicular way. And by the way, you can see here at this presentation that displaying your project results is on the fly. So if you create, for example, 3D roundabout like here on the right screen, it's simply displaying, and there is no need of special generation or opening the special view, just opening the 3D view. And if you have assigned materials to your components, this even is displaying with in a real way. So in engineering world, the next topic, let's say, in engineering world, we know that standards are very important, right? And moreover, the projects are complicated, and checking all standards for all geometries, all elements of your projects manually is very, very hard to do. So software has tools for checking automatically your chosen standards, and there is a message center which is giving you information if something is wrong. For example, if the arc of your alignment is not meeting your minimum requirements, this is reported, and then you can act, changing it or leaving it by purpose, etc. So shortly, the design standards are under control, and software is taking care of it. And you see here there is a corridor, because when you have digital 3D model, you have created the geometry, I mean the horizontal geometry, vertical geometry. Then the next step is creating the corridor. All is intelligent. What does it mean intelligent? Intelligent means parametric. It's in real-time design. So when you assign, like here, you see the template, automatically the software is creating the 3D, your corridor in 3D. So you, almost in real time, you see the feedback of your project in 3D. And as I mentioned, when you have defined materials to your components, you see those materials in 3D view. For example, if to the pavement component in the template there is assigned asphalt, you see in 3D view your pavement with asphalt. And here you can see that everything is dynamic. So it means that when you want to edit, for example, the station of your bridge, you can just drag the beginning of, in this case, I believe it's end of the bridge, and everything is in real time recalculated, and you are getting up to date, your model up to date. So, and next thing are so-called in open road designer civil cells. There are a lot of in engineering work. There are a lot of repeatable modeling typical elements like, for example, cross sections. In this case, this example is showing roundabout. Each time when you want to design, for example, roundabout, there is a lot of work. In fact, because such elements have complicated geometry. So why to do it each time? It's better to use so-called civil cells. It's such geometry saved to the library and for reusing. So it means when you create, like in this example, the 3D roundabout cell, you can upload it to your civil cell library and reuse for the next roundabout. It can be as simple as 2D geometry, but also it can be even the 3D element. Moreover, when you put this civil cell to your project as a second, third roundabout in this case, etc. After inserting this to your project, you can edit it because it's still parametric, right? So if you want to adopt to the new, a little bit to the new location, this civil cell, you can just simply click on, for example, on the geometry of the curve and change your radius from, for example, 10 meters to 15, etc. So this is very, very powerful tool and save your time for repeatable designing and modeling. Okay, and next topic, which we believe is very important, is multidisciplinary integration. There is no project, infrastructure project, consisting only from one discipline, right? Everybody, I believe, agree with me. And one of the biggest challenges is to coordinate several disciplines together. And moreover, when each discipline is using different software, there is no standards, etc., etc. We believe that open roads address quite well this point. I mean, multidisciplinary workflows. As you can see here, there are models already finished, like from the road corridor, roundabout model. They are attached to one file as a reference files. Another model is a parking lot from OpenSite. You can see here. It's designed in OpenSite Designer. There is Open Building Station Designer model. This is Bentley application for dedicated for designing stations, rail stations. You can see here. And also we will attach from OpenRail the corridor, the rail corridor, with the rails and full model. You can see on the right. And such multidisciplinary model can be published, drawings can be created. This is quite easy. I believe it's worth to mention here that Bentley has available plugins for third-party software like Civil 3D, Revit, and others for publishing projects, for example, from Civil 3D to iModel, to Bentley iModel. So it means that, for example, if you part of your project or one of the discipline is created in third-party software other than Bentley, you can publish it to the format which Bentley software is consuming and attach to your project. So this is very powerful. And let's see how such multidisciplinary project can be reviewed, because it's also a challenge to publish such data. And what you can see here is so-called OpenRoads ITwin. ITwin. It means that from when we created such a multidisciplinary project in OpenRoads, then you can publish all the model using ITwin synchronizer. It's a free tool from Bentley to the cloud and to the web format. Here you see it's a web application when you can review your project. You can create the profile, you can create the cross section, you can put comments. They looks like messages in iPhone, something like this. So very familiar for most of the people, and usually reviewers are not very familiar with the origin application. So it's this web application is very simple, just for reviewing the data, displaying the data, and putting all the comments. And moreover, which we have already tested it because it's quite new application. There is a functionality for comparing. First of all, I should say that this application is keeping your model always up to date. So it means it's giving you the information if the model you open is the newest one, and if it is confirmed, you are receiving the information. You have the latest version of your model, which is very important during the review process. And then you can even compare your latest version of the model to the previous one, and the software is showing you what has changed, what was removed, and what was added. So this is very powerful and really addressing the digital ITwin workflows. And when you create your project, when you review your project, at the end of the day, you need to deliver your project to the client, to other people you cooperate with. So another important business issue is project deliverables. So OpenRoads Designer, OpenRail, OpenSite, that's the same family of the products, have traditional tools for 2D plans and reports. You, of course, are creating engineered 3D models. It means, what does it mean? Engineered? Engineered has several aspects. It means there are very accurate, right, and parametric, and another point, very important in the aspects, especially in the aspect of BIM workflows and digital ITwin workflows, is model attribution. So let's see what you can achieve in OpenRoads Designer. First of all, in case of drawing production. So we use the same project. It's the multidisciplinary project. When you simply place sheets in plan, in that case, so you have full control of how long the sheets are, how big they are, how they change on the arc, because usually on the arc we need different sheets, and then you create this also sheets on the profile. You can see it's automatic process, automatically changing the level, Z level of your frames in the sheets. And when you create the boundaries, the software is creating the sheets. And you can see all the sheets are indexed. It's very important because you can very easy to find it, delete, remove, edit, etc. At this example, you see the sheet with plan view and the profile view, but of course you can create it as independent sheets. I mean, profile view and plan view. And here you see the cross-section views, and you can, and we create the sheets, cross-section sheets. Of course, there are a lot of tools for annotating it, managing it. You can annotate this data in the table below your cross-section. You can annotate it on the directly on the projects. But please note that if you have the 3D model of your projects, multidisciplinary project, on the cross section, everything is cut, right? And even if you attach the model from, for example, Revit, this part of the project will be cut and displayed on the cross sheet. It was shown also we support drainage profiles and drawings for drainage sheeting. So let's have a look also at some tools, just as an example for analytics. One of important aspect in road design and rail design is site visibility. So there is a dedicated tool for checking the site visibility. This is of course based on 3D models, so it's checking the visibility in 3D. Like you can see here, that because of the barrier on the bridge, the visibility doesn't meet your defined requirements. So there is a problem here, and it is reported in red. You can display the area where the issue is. You can report it. All the reports in OpenRoads Designer are based on XML files, so it means it's easy for adopting, displaying data to adapt to your needs. So this is very beneficial. And another important aspect, of course, is calculating the volumes. And there are two aspects of volumes. As we know, when we have a very precise 3D model, the more precise way of calculating volumes are volumetric methods. It means based on a 3D model and even 3D multidisciplinary model. So in one report, you can have rail volumes, side volumes, and roads volumes. But still, around the world, a lot of investors demands old way of calculating the volumes. It's called end area volumes based on cross sections. So just to tell you, this example was shown based on volumetric methods. It means based on 3D model, but software also support all methods based on cross section. It's called end area volume method. And at the end, it was shown how to create a mass hall report and diagrams for better planning of your construction. And I told you that one of the aspects, especially in case of BIM requirements, is BIM attribution. So there is a special tool in Open Road Designer called Asset Manager, when you can define a set of attributes and attach to any component, any element to build better information about your project, and or usually to meet the standards of the investor, which requires to describe your project in a special way with the special attributes. So there is no limits for creating custom attributes and attach them to the project. And when, of course, when you have such attributes, you can create reports. And in fact, you are getting very quickly the quantities. And the reports can be exported to the Excel file. There are a lot of different ways, but here it's you can see the table put in directly into the software, to the DGN file, and in fact it is edited like in Excel. So you see in this example different types of curve, right, and design length of each reported curve. So that's also very powerful tool for reporting the quantities, which is always the part of the projects. And here you can see Bentley has recently acquired a company which has software called SignCut, which is for creating the signs in your projects, and has already integrated with Open Roads. It means that directly from the software, there is a functionality which allows you to create, put the signs directly to your projects. But as far as I know at the moment, the standards of the signs and all those needed lines, etc., are limited to the US market at the moment. But we can expect it will be expanded to different countries. But as you can see, it's even not very easy to create the 3D representation of the signs in your project, and in real time you have visual feedback. And another part of your project is visualization. Usually you need to sell your project. So there is built-in tool in Open Roads Designer for visualization. It's called Lumen RP because it was another software which Bentley has acquired a few years ago and integrated with Open Roads. As you can see here, our project, multidisciplinary project, has been exported to Lumen RP format, right? And it's a very easy and handy software. As you can see, it's very easy to add traffic trees like here. And create the animation or very high quality pictures. It supports 4K, so you can really quiet, easy way create and animate and visualize your project. Believe me or not, but it's very easy and powerful software. Here is a full animation created with this tool. So, in summary, I hope I have convinced you that Open Roads Designer is able to solve your critical business issues thanks to the functionality which allows you to design within reality context and allows you rapidly model with design intent, integrate multidisciplinary projects, and improve project deliverables, and finally visualize your designs. And I'm sure that if you implement the Open Roads in your workflows, it will help you at every stage of your project. Thank you for your time, and I hope it was very interesting for you. And if you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask. I will do my best to address them for you.
Коллеги, подскажите, возможно, есть у кого-то вопросы? Вы можете поднять руку, мы вас переведем, дадим возможность говорить голосом, и вы сможете задать вопрос. Пока у нас 2 минуты паузы для перехода спикеров. Даша, подскажи, пожалуйста, спикер сейчас с нами, следующий.
Нет, дальше у нас обеденный перерыв, и начинаем мы потом в 3.
Все, отлично. Тогда у нас есть блок вопросов. Robert, we have now its questions. It's from our participants, but it's only 2 minutes. Maybe our participant can ask you. Okay?
Yeah, sure. I'm looking at the chat, but unfortunately they are in Russian language, and that's I can't understand.
Yes, it's okay. Yes, okay. Ok. We have now, it's lunch. After the lunch, we return to this room. Please, thanks for your time.